Good morning, children. How are you? I hope all are fine. And as a part of physical divisions of India, so far you have seen the first important one, Northern Mountains, and second important one, Northern Plains, and third important physical division is Peninsular Plateau. Just by observing this image, you can have little idea about Peninsular Plateau. See, to the north of this, you can have the Northern Plains. Again, to the north of Northern Plains, you can see Northern Mountains. And let us see what is this Peninsular Plateau. See, this Peninsular Plateau is actually in a irregular triangular shape. Which shape it is? Irregular triangular shape. Understood? This is first one. And this plateau is made up of which rocks? Hard, igneous and metamorphic rocks. See, rocks are of different types. Even sedimentary rocks also there. Metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, and those, in order to know and understand all those rocks, you are going to see in the 7th standard types of rocks. See, this plateau is made up of which rocks? Igneous and metamorphic rocks. And next one. And this plateau is actually one of the oldest plateaus of the world. And if you see other plateaus in the world like Bolivia Plateau and some other plateaus also, among all those plateaus, the Peninsular Plateau is one of the old plateaus. See, Peninsular Plateau is one of the old plateaus of the world. Some other plateaus also there. And this plateau is even known for rich mineral deposit. That means all types of minerals are available in this plateau. That means what? All types of minerals, that is metal minerals, metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals, fuel minerals, and also atomic minerals. In this way, all types of minerals are actually present in this Peninsular Plateau. Next one. This entire plateau is divided into two types. In the north, this plateau is called Malwa Plateau, and in the south, it is called Deccan Plateau. What it is? The Deccan Plateau. What this plateau is called in the north? Malwa Plateau. What this plateau is called in the south? Deccan Plateau. In this way, a huge Peninsular Plateau is divided into two important plateaus, Malwa Plateau in the northwest and the Deccan Plateau in the south. Who are dividing these? Vindhya ranges are dividing both the Malwa Plateau and Deccan Plateau. Understood? This is one. Next. And in the northwest, even you can find, for this Peninsular Plateau, you can find northwest Aravali ranges. Which ranges you find? Aravali ranges, and the rivers which are originating in Aravali ranges are joining into Yamuna river. Most of the rivers which are originating in Aravali ranges are joining into Yamuna river. So this is what Aravali ranges. Next, eastward extension of this Peninsular Plateau is called Chota Nagpur Plateau. This Chota Nagpur Plateau is very famous for mineral deposits. And that's why this Chota Nagpur Plateau is called Ruhr region of India. Ruhr of India. Which plateau is called Ruhr region of India? Ruhr of India, Chota Nagpur Plateau. This plateau is called Ruhr region of India. So Ruhr, which is very famous for mineral deposits, particularly in Germany. In the same way, the Chota Nagpur Plateau is also famous for such minerals. That's why Chota Nagpur Plateau is called Ruhr region of India. And particularly you can see some states like some parts of West Bengal, particularly Jharkhand, and some parts of Bihar, and even some parts of Madhya Pradesh you can see in this Chota Nagpur Plateau. That's why particularly Chhattisgarh, even Chhattisgarh also a part of this Chota Nagpur Plateau. Understood? So this is what a Ruhr region of India. So this is about third important physical division of India. Yes, children. The previously what we have seen, the first important physical division is northern mountains, northern plains, next peninsular plateau. Just now we have seen, and the next important physical division of India is, that is what, uh, the coastal plains. So before going to see those coastal plains, we have to know a little about Deccan Plateau. See, already I have told you the Peninsular Plateau is divided into two important plateaus. What are those? Malwa Plateau in the northwest and Deccan Plateau in the south. The eastward extension of this Malwa Plateau is called Chota Nagpur Plateau. And now, what is Deccan Plateau? What I told you, that the entire plateau is divided into two parts by Vindhya ranges. So to the north you can find Malwa, to the south Deccan Plateau. So the plateau which is there to the south of Narmada, this is entire part is called Deccan Plateau. What is Deccan Plateau? Which act as a north boundary of Deccan Plateau. Narmada river act as a boundary here. And the south of river Narmada. Then what do we find in the west? What do you find in the east? See, this Deccan Plateau is bounded by a series of hills called Ghats. These are called Western Ghats. What these are called? Western Ghats. And these are called Eastern Ghats. What these are called? Eastern Ghats. See, Ghats means what? Hills. See, I have written Western Ghats. Particularly, the Deccan Plateau is completely bounded by Western Ghats in the west, Eastern Ghats in the east. That you have to remember. And what is the importance of Western Ghats? The important rivers, particularly Godavari, Krishna, all these actually rise in the Western Ghats only. Particularly Godavari rises at Trayambak, Nasika Trayambak. What it is called? Trayambak. Nasik Trayambak. So Nasika Trayambak is actually, where do you find Nasika Trayambak? In Western Ghats only, particularly in Maharashtra. And Krishna rises at Mahabaleshwar. Mahabaleshwar is also part of this Deccan Plateau. Understood? So that is the importance of Western Ghats. That means the important rivers, even Godavari is also the largest river in South India, takes its birth in Western Ghats only, particularly at Trayambak. Okay, next coming to the Deccan Plateau, the northwest part. So this part, the northwest part of this Deccan Plateau is actually has volcanic lava. That part is called Deccan Trap. What is called Deccan Trap? Particularly here you find a continuous series of black soils, and those soils are more useful for the growth of cotton. That's why the black soils, where do you find black soils? That is northwestern part of Deccan Plateau. Particularly Maharashtra and Gujarat. Maharashtra and Gujarat are very famous for textile mills. Why they are very famous for textile mills? Because they are getting raw material very easily. Most of the farmers are growing cotton in these two states. Next, coming to rivers. The rivers which are originating in Deccan Plateau and flowing towards east and draining into Bay of Bengal. So here what do you get to the east part of India? Bay of Bengal we get. So the rivers which are originating here, they are flowing towards east and joining into the Bay of Bengal. Understood? Next, the important rivers, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri are the important rivers you can find in Deccan Plateau. And even The two important rivers, Narmada and Tapati, only flowing towards westwards and join into the Arabian Sea. That you have to remember. These are the two rivers which are joining towards west and joining into the Arabian Sea. What are those? Narmada, Narmada and Tapati. Among all the rivers, the Godavari is the largest river, even which is also called Dakshina Ganga. Which is also called Dakshina Ganga. Godavari is called Dakshina Ganga. This is the largest river in south, particularly in Deccan Plateau. Okay. Next we will see what are coastal plains.